Today's video. Today's is a super fun one because I made myself a fall bucket list for the first time in years. I can't remember the last time I made a true bucket list, so I am very excited to take you along with me as I attempt to cross off as many things on it as I can. This morning you just watched me start my pumpkin sourdough bread. I am beyond excited. I'm actually not usually a pumpkin flavored person. I like more like apple and caramel and those types of flavors and scents. And I'm not a huge fan of pumpkin, but I have been wanting to try the like pumpkin shaped sourdough loaf, and I think that making it pumpkin flavor will also be fun. So I just worked on the dough for that this morning, and it's gonna take pretty much the entire day. I don't know if I'm even going to bake it tonight. It might have to be a tomorrow thing, but that is the first item we're checking off on the bucket list. And then I also wanted to make a fun fall drink as part of my bucket list. And like I said, I'm usually more of an apple person. So I picked up this like apple pie filling butter stuff from Trader Joe's, and I brewed it with my espresso this morning, and ignore the fact that there's no ice because I forgot to make some. But let's give it a try. Ooh. That is yummy. That is really good. The like little sweetness of the apple at the end. Chef's kiss. Yum, I will be making this all fall long. So our first two items are checked off. I'm so happy, and I will keep you guys updated throughout the coming weeks as I work on checking off some other things. So I'm sure I'll be back soon. I apologize for this abysmal lighting, but it is now several hours later. It is like 7:15 and I'm still working on the sourdough. It is finally in the proofing basket. It is resting for another 20 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna see how much it rises in that time. But then I realized the only twine that I have is this one that I bought for like a gift bag before, and it is not food safe. I had to do a lot of Googling to figure that out. So I had to go to 2 grocery stores and pick up this one, which is kitchen twine and is safe for the oven up to 450 degrees, which is actually the exact temperature that my sourdough loaf is going to bake at. So I will show you guys the final product once I start assembling it and then put it in the oven. Hello, I'm back. It is now the next morning and I cut her open. It looks so delicious. I actually did already have a tiny slice of it because I couldn't resist, and it tastes pretty good, I've got to say. It's very moist on the inside, I'm assuming from the pumpkin butter, and it just tastes so good. I'm so excited to have my lunch with this today. Another item on my to-do list is reading The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I love this book with my whole entire heart. I read it maybe in like 2015 or so, and then I read The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern when that book came out. I got to meet her in person at BookCon. It was the best day of my life. I have not reread this book since that first time that I read it, but I remember how magical and whimsical and just beautiful the writing was, and I felt like so transported into the story from the very first page. And this book just screams fall and winter to me, so I knew that I wanted to finally reread it this year, and now is the time. I've actually already gotten a head start into this, so I'm about 150 pages into it, and as soon as I started reading it, I remembered that exact feeling that I had the first time that I read it, and that's how you know a book is so good. This time around, I'm also annotating it. I'm just like underlining passages that I think are interesting and lines and quotes that I like, and it makes it even more special when you do it that way. I will let you guys know when I finish this book so then we can cross it off of the bucket list too. It has now been almost a week since I read The Night Circus and I completely forgot to update you guys, so I'm so sorry about that. But my friend Olivia and I, as you may have seen in a previous video, went to a little book hotel for a weekend and we did a ton of reading there. I mostly spent my time reading this book. I loved it so much. Like, that's not a shocker considering that this was a reread, but I appreciated it even more this time around because the first time I read it, I was probably in like high school. I now have a really big obsession with circuses and I want to go to one and I want to read more about the history of them and read more about them in general. So if you have any other book recommendations, please let me know. And then while Olivia and I were on this little trip, we actually stopped at not one, but 2 farmers markets. So that's another item crossed off the bucket list. We honestly stumbled upon them accidentally, but I'm so glad that we did. I love a farmer's market and it was fun to just see all the little produce and local stands that they had. There was honey and some different cheeses, just such a good selection. It was so fun. I loved it. So far 5 out of the 13 items on my list have been checked off, but we're only in the first week of October, so we're still going strong. I think that I can cross off the rest of these in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for more. Future Jess popping in to say one thing. I forgot to mention that on this trip we also did a lot of thrifting, and while I didn't buy any sweaters, I have been at several thrift shops over the past couple of months looking at fall sweaters and I just haven't purchased any, and I think that's okay. And I don't think that I have to buy a sweater in order for this bucket list item to be checked off. So that's another one that we can officially call done. It is Sunday night. It's only like 6:30 p.m. and I'm home alone. So I decided that I was going to do my horror movie night, which is another item on the bucket list today. Probably not my smartest idea because I am home alone and I might like freak myself out and not be able to sleep at night. But it's still so early and I have nothing else to do for the day and I kind of just want to like chill and watch TV. So I figured let's watch a horror movie. I might pick one that's like not too scary so that I don't have nightmares. Maybe like we'll go with more of like an older classic movie or something, but we'll see. Let's go make some tea and get ourselves situated.
It was nothing short of hilarious. Chris Black.
Today is Friday and I actually had the day off for World Mental Health Day, which is so nice. So I figured that I would take this opportunity because it doesn't come around often where I have no plans and nothing to do to finally bake my apple pie. I picked up all of the ingredients and some pie pans yesterday. I've never baked a pie before, so I'm really looking forward to it and giving it a try. I can't wait to see how it comes out. And then I also bought 2 packs of blackberries and we're gonna make a blackberry jam. So let's get started. All right, the pie dough and the pie filling have been made. The pie dough does still have to chill for another 3 hours and 15 minutes. So we're gonna move on to making the blackberry jam in the meantime. And then I'm going to rest for a little bit, do some other work before we get to actually assemble and bake the pie. Future Jess popping in one last time. I also forgot to film the rest of my jam making progress. I think I just got so overwhelmed with everything that I had to film that day. But I did finish making that blackberry jam and it's really good. And I've been having it on my toast for breakfast or lunch every single day. It It is now almost the middle of October, and I know I still have quite a bit of time left in fall to achieve the rest of my bucket list, but I think I'm gonna end the video here because I don't know exactly when or if I am going to do the last 3 items on this list. But I did achieve another one yesterday, and I feel like I've had such a good dose of fall over the last couple of weeks, so I think we can wrap up here and call this super successful. Yesterday, me and my 2 best friends wanted to do our own little fall day. We actually ended up going to a little orchard where they have a market where you can buy some things. We really just wanted apple cider donuts, so we stopped there first, got the apple cider donuts, and then drove to Princeton, New Jersey, where we just spent the afternoon walking around. We did a little shopping. We got some lunch slash like almost dinner there because it got a little bit late, and then went home. But it was such a great day. I bought this ring there, which I think is so beautiful, and I'm so excited to have it in my collection. And I got my palm read there. So that was the last item that I checked off my bucket list. I did technically on my bucket list have that I wanted to get a tarot reading, but that is something that I think I'm going to do at a different time in my life or a different period, because I do actually want to like do a little bit more research into it. But I did get my palm read, and I took some notes on what she said afterward, but it actually resonated with me so much. It just brought up a lot of themes that I've been feeling in my own life. I don't want to like get into it and share all the details of it, but it really did resonate with me, and it was like honestly all the clarity that I needed. So I'm so glad about that, and it just like brought me like a sense of peace over the decisions that I've been thinking about for the last few months, and left me feeling super good. So with that, I think we can call this vlog a success. The last 3 items that I didn't check off on my bucket list are to visit an art museum, watch a movie in theaters, and go on a hike in the woods. I don't know when I'm gonna get a chance to go on a hike because I don't live somewhere where I can easily like go to a spot where I can hike. I'm in more of a city setting. And then an art museum, I think I might do one weekend in November by myself as like a little treat slash birthday date for myself. And then same thing with watching a movie in theaters. There's a movie that's coming out the day before my birthday that I really want to see. It's the 3rd Now You See Me. So I think my friends and I are gonna go do that for my birthday, and that's when I'll check off that item. So almost the entirety of my bucket list will get checked off, and I actually think that this was a really fun challenge to have for myself, and I think I'm gonna try to make a bucket list for every single season, especially the winter. I feel like that's one where it's hard to get yourself out of your comfort zone because it's so like cozy and dark outside and cold, and you don't really want to bundle up and get outside. So I think I'm gonna make another winter bucket list, but highly recommend doing this for yourself if you haven't in the last couple of years. And with that, I will see you in my next video, but thanks so much for sticking around and watching all the way to the end. Bye!